Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. This week we're talking about the Season 5 episode, The Replacement. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin. And I'm Justin.
Boo.
Sorry, I thought of it on the spot. Me too.
Anyway, in this episode, Xander and Anya watch a movie with Buffy and Riley and overhear Xander's drunken parents fighting and yelling upstairs. The next day, the gang looks at a prospective apartment for Xander. Apparently, Xander doesn't know what his budget range is because he tries to get this fucking amazing apartment.
It is very nice.
It's like, on one hand, I should get it, but my budget.
And he's losing his job in a couple of days.
Supposedly.
The trials and tribulations of construction.
He doesn't think he can afford it, and this upsets Anya. Joss receives a visit from a demon searching for the Slayer. He later identifies the demon as Toth, only survivor of the Tothra clan. The gang checks out the city dump in search of the demon and finds Spike collecting just random knickknacks.
Some junk.
Yeah, I guess he needs a hobby somewhere.
It's
to
so
throw
good.
together so he can beat up a random mannequin.
Well, maybe we'll get more into that later.
Mm.
The demon hits Xander with light from a rod and knocks him to the ground. He gets to his feet and walks off with the rest of the gang. But we then see that there is another Xander still lying in a pile of trash. The next morning, one Xander awakens at the city dump and then discovers his double upon returning to his house. Spike has put together a Buffy doll from mannequin parts which he uses to practice beating up. One of the Xanders is very ambitious and gets a promotion at work, signs a lease for the apartment, and sets up a date with Anya. The other Xander watches as all this happens and finally confronts his double. After the two Xanders finally see each other, the confident Xander talks to Buffy, and she makes this a matter of Slayer business. Soaked by the rain, weak Xander goes to Willow and tries to explain that his double is taking over his life. He also does the Snoopy dance.
Yeah, he does the Snoopy dance.
That's convincing.
He tells Willow that his double is doing a better job of living his life, but suddenly realizes that his double is going after Anya, and that is the one thing he won't allow. Anya and Xander double discuss their future, and Anya expresses her fears about not living forever. Giles discovers the rod Toth used to split Xander into two real Xanders, one with weak qualities, the other with strong qualities. He intended to use the rod to split Buffy into two beings. In addition, as the two beings are real and technically one person, the death of one would kill both. The weak Xander crashes the date between the stronger Xania and Anya. Both think that the other is a demon, and the weak Xander pulls out a handgun he got from Anya's apartment.
Mm.
Buffy tells the doubles the truth about their situation and tries to convince them not to kill each other. Toth appears at the apartment, then Buffy and Riley fight and kill him. The two Xanders eventually begin to get along, and their actions become so similar to each other that Giles says Xander is a bad influence on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Giles and Willow research and come up with a way to reunite the two Xanders, but Anya expresses disappointment over this. And she wants both to stick around for a threesome. Because it's not technically cheating.
Which is true. It just kind of hits into that weird territory. Not surprising. But geez, Anya. Geez.
She
really
wants
fun.
more spice in her life, I guess. Having more than one Xander is better, right? It's double the fun.
I blame the pain medication.
Much to the disturbance of others, Willow ends the spell on the Xanders and makes them one again. While moving Xander to his new apartment, Xander and Riley talk. Riley confesses that despite how much he loves Buffy, he realizes that she doesn't feel the same. And that was the replacement. So what'd y'all think?
It was definitely interesting with all the particular stuff there.
It was a good time.
It is pretty fun. Like, it's, for the most part, not terribly serious, but it's a lot of fun with there being two Xanders.
And just sort of... Do we need to make a concern of which Xander is which? Like,
They're both
positive Xander, unlucky Xander, different sort of things. But the interesting thought process that Xander sort of goes through is like, oh no, all these things are happening. Oh no, it must be a crazy spell. It must be a demon.
I mean, that's perfectly reasonable considering...
Yeah, they were both thinking the same sort of thing, but reacting kind of differently.
But I mean, it's also completely reasonable for him to assume a demon or a spell considering the
or
world they live in.
Or whatever.
We haven't got to the Buffy bot yet. Anyway.
Oh no. Oh no.
Sorry, I'm just giving a weird look. I'm like, what the fuck? Was that a thing?
No. It will be.
Oh no.
No. Please don't tell me that they start scraping the barrel for ideas.
Oh no.
Oh
Why?
no, it's great.
Oh no.
It's really funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a thing. That's going to be a thing sooner or later. I don't know when.
It will be a thing.
But...
And Spike will be involved, and it will be good.
Oh, Spike will be involved, too.
Oh, no.
It's so good. Anyway.
It's of all the things. But, as it is, the place is nice. It's definitely nice that they got the new place. It's very sad for the clean deposit, though.
Yeah, because that's
no.
gone.
It's just so hard. Especially with the demon blood. It's so hard to get that stuff out.
Because I didn't mention it earlier, quickly just... This episode originally aired October 10th, 2000, attracting 5.3 million viewers, which is down from the previous 2 episodes.
Well, it's not surprising, but...
It's no Buffy versus Dracula, because that was the first episode, and it has Dracula in it.
Oh, man.
So it's going to get some more views than the other... than this one.
We get Dawn again in this episode. She's going to be... throughout the rest of the season. But Dawn is good.
It's kind of a footnote, and it kind of fills in the typical quote of, hey, I'm the younger sister, just making the situation worse.
I'm just watching you from the hallway. I'm not invading your room.
I love Joyce. It's just like, oh yes, this is my 2 daughters fighting headache. I knew it was familiar.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Disney honestly did that sort of stuff better.
It's so good. Such a good time. Anyway, do either of you have anything to add about this episode?
2 Xanders was better than 1.
Yeah, momentarily, but then they were together and they started to show off the same things between each other. And yeah, I was kind of in the same group with everyone else. Yeah, let's put them back together, please.
Alrighty.
I didn't see too much harm with them being apart.
Alrighty, so next week we'll be talking about the episode Out of My Mind. While Riley's health begins to deteriorate, Spike and Harmony force a surgeon to remove the behavior modification chip embedded in Spike's brain.
Oh man, we gotta get some brain surgery up in here.
And Harmony.
And Harmony.
Harmony is always good. I mean, she's a terrible villain.
Well,
she's supposed to be a villain because I
mean, technically yes.
Her name is the complete opposite of what typically happens with her around usually.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time.
And about as a good time as you can kind of expect. Because there's the Spike, but then there's the Harmony.
And they're gonna team up! And it's always a good time when Spike teams up with someone. Because he just gets to be a dick. Which is basically his default setting. Yeah. Anyway, until next time, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I am Justin.